Timer starting now.
How do you deal with a mutual sexual attraction towards someone who is not right for you? My ex-boyfriend ended things 6 months ago. He just won't leave me alone and let me move on.
You don't need to explain yourself. No is a full sentence, so I'm gonna say.
Well, hello you guys. Welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to episode 2 of the series that has not been named yet. Do you have any thoughts on it?
I'm leaning towards one of your suggestions that you left in the comments last time. Ask the masters.
Ooh, or like mastering relationships. There's a few things that we're playing with, but also the series is something that we're playing with as well.
Yeah.
Right now, and please comment below your opinion on this. Would you rather have a slightly longer video where we answer several questions, kind of similar to this one, and we do it every other week? Or would you rather us post a bonus video every week because we have the capacity now that we've been doing some strategic planning, and we honestly have.
We've been doing planning. Anyways.
We've been working really hard behind the scenes. Would you like one of those every week that's just an additional video that's below 5 minutes? And
one question every week, less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, so let us know in the comments, and also in the description of this video will be a Google Doc where you can submit your questions. And again, it's completely anonymous. We don't want to know all the names and all the detail, like all that stuff attached, but as you'll see when Tori reads the questions, there's so much more detail that allow us to apply hopeful wisdom. So
they're more specific, which is what we were going for.
I love getting specific.
Yeah, the Instagram just cuts you off. So let's just dive on in.
I dove.
All right, question number 1.
Oh wait, there's gonna be a timer. So yeah, so we're gonna try to do as many as we can in under 10 minutes. Timer starting now. Okay, it's going.
Okay, first question is, how do you deal with a mutual sexual attraction towards someone who is not right for you?
Okay.
Not a Christian, and someone you have to see at work very frequently.
That's like a triple whammy.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, not good.
That's not good. I'll take a portion of it, then you type in. Regarding the work thing, it's so important to set clear boundaries. No lingering at like the water cooler metaphorically.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, I think it's really important to set those really firm, strict boundaries that may seem almost a little childish at times. Like, why can't I just go grab a drink with this person? Why can't I just like exchange numbers and text after hours about work stuff? Like, why can't I do that? I'm an adult, I should be able to do that. I don't want Tori doing that with the guy that she met at work, even though I'm the guy she works with. And I know she doesn't want the same for me. And so Lord willing, the person that God has for you probably doesn't want that, and probably doesn't want you feeling sexually attracted to one of your colleagues, one of your coworkers. There's a lot there.
Okay, so my thought with it is, I remember being in a similar position where, yes, he was a believer, but I just knew he was not who God had for me. And so I literally prayed that the Lord would give me his eyes to see this person for whether or not this person was going to be my husband or not. And it was made clear to me within 2 days. And I really I knew, but I needed God to specifically tell me. And I also asked for God to remove the lens of romance, the lens of love, all of those things that can blind us when we're infatuated, right? Because I do feel like there's this stage where we're wearing blinders and we're not seeing clearly. And so number 1, I would pray for the Lord to give you his eyes to see, give you wisdom and discernment to know what boundaries need to be put in place, and also how to control your thoughts. And not in a way that's oh my gosh, I just need to stop thinking about it, No, fill your time and fill your thoughts with things of the Lord, with good community, with groups of people who are going to introduce you to other people who believe the same things that you believe, so that you can maybe meet someone else who has those same core values that you have.
Yeah, and I think the last thing I'll say is, let's not just write stuff off as just harmless. Whenever you're flirting with this guy or he's flirting with you, what's the purpose of it? What's the end goal? Is it because it's just a little harmless flirting? Well, it's just if you know he's not right for you, you said that in your question, then what's the point in even entertaining that? Because the more time you're spending wasting time over here, you're gonna miss potential opportunities over here. And so I think just kind of keep your eyes on the prize. What Tori was saying is, set your eyes upon what is good.
Yeah.
What does the scripture
Lovely,
say?
year.
There it is.
Question number 2. My ex-boyfriend ended things 6 months ago and is still not leaving me alone. I've tried setting clear boundaries, talking to mentors and everything, but he just won't leave me alone and let me move on.
Restraining order. No, like, listen, it's like one of those things where, like, first off, I'm sorry you have to deal with that. That's like, going through a breakup is hard enough.
Yeah.
Tori and I have even talked about on previous videos, there's like how to handle breakups. But it's just like, let alone having that wound just constantly picked open through text or calls. And so, I mean, I would not put this below you in terms of blocking numbers, blocking emails, deleting the number, the full 9 yards. And if this person wants to like just try to visit where you are, I know it sounds so dramatic, but like, honestly, it gets to the point where if you've expressed to them, hey, please leave me alone. I don't want any contact with you. Like, I wish you Godspeed. I wish you the best. I don't harness any ill will towards you. I just don't want you in my life. If they can't accept that, then it gets into like stalking and aggravated stalking. And so it's one of those things that I would not be afraid to like be like, hey, police, there's this man who keeps trying to contact me and he won't leave me alone and I blocked him and all that stuff and he keeps, it's like, gets kind of weird.
Yeah, and if it's not to that extreme and it's more of a, we broke up a long time ago and he broke up with me, but you're kind of in the place where you're allowing the contact, you know, like, oh, he just won't let me move on. But when he reaches out, are you responsive? Like, are you taking the calls? Are you responding to the texts? Are you semi-flirting back?
Are you following on Instagram and watching their stories? Or, you know.
Are you kind of continuing that conversation and that's hindering you from also moving on? Because I know that I was broken up with someone, but there was still that lingering contact and it was really hard to move forward, really hard to move on. And so I did exactly what Chad just said. I had a conversation, an adult conversation, and then the phone number was deleted and blocked and emailed, everything. And it was the only way that I knew communication would like fully stop so that we could fully both move forward.
Yeah, and I've even been in a place in a breakup where I just deleted the number and all the Instagram stuff and following, not even because there was communication happening, but just because I didn't want to find myself in a weak moment to where I would reach out or I would go looking for trouble. And so it's one of those things, just like the previous question, do what's necessary. It's kind of like, I feel like people need to realize that, hey, like within this free will requires discipline to make sure that we're not just getting sucked into the whirlwind of life to where we feel like things are totally out of control when there are things that you can absolutely control. And then whenever you figure out what those things are through prayer and discernment and wisdom, then you start like setting hard lines like, hey, this is a hard no for me. And I'm not gonna allow my hopeful image of myself of appearing unloving to keep me from blocking somebody. It's like, no, it's like, hey, this is okay. Oh my gosh,
we have 10 minutes.
Babe, we have, oh my gosh, all right, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. This is really important for the women out there. I don't even cry, I just have a daughter, she's gonna know this. No is a full sentence. You don't need to explain yourself. No is a full sentence, I'm gonna say.
I thought you said, we have a daughter and she will know this. I was like,
I hope we have a daughter one day.
Okay, next question. How to support your spouse in their dream career when it means sacrificing the marriage that you envisioned in your head because it's a very travel-heavy position.
You may just take this one real quick. Go and get the next question ready. We're just gonna wrap this thing up real quick. I want you to know that inside of your marriage, there's you, and then there's them, and then there's both of you together. I had my preconceived notions about marriage before marriage, so did Tori. And it's like, who's right, who's wrong? No, neither. We are now one together. And so we need to pick the vision for our marriage together. It's a shared vision. And so even if you all need to spend an entire weekend creating a shared vision for yourself, I think it's super important to know it's not your plan or his plan, it's y'all's plan.
How do you make sure that you put God first, even when he gives you the relationship you've been praying for? So I feel like this is a good one because it's not just in terms of relationships. I feel like a lot of people struggle when they actually get what they've been praying for, then they like stop praying.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, thanks God, and then like, bye God.
We see this all so much, even with like friends, where they get in that relationship that they so deeply desired, and then they just fall off the face of the earth. You're like,
never hear from them.
What happened to that person? You know, it's like, oh, they got in a relationship.
I would say, remember that we do not worship the promise more than the promise giver. And so we always need to come from a place of thankfulness. I just want to encourage you guys that in any season of life that you're in, you should not worship the promise that you're praying for more than the God who gives you those promises. And I promise you as well, those promises that are in your hands, they're going to thrive, they're going to flourish if you are first worshiping God. Because if those things become your everything, if those things get put on the throne of your heart, they will disappoint you and let you down more than anything ever. But if God stays on the throne of your heart, these are all additions to your life versus disappointments in your life.
Yeah, and I think just a quick piggyback, it's important to not look at God as a genie in the bottle.
Amen.
Where he's like your personal servant, where it's like, oh, now that I got what I want, deuces, like I'll see you later. It's like, no, like we honor and worship him. He is God, we are not. And so it's one of those things where as he does bring you that relationship, you just run to him with so much humility and gratefulness to him. Don't forget to go into the comment section for all the stuff that we were mentioning regarding the title of this. If you want one shorter version of this video a week, or one version like this twice a month. In the little description thing.
We love you guys. We hope this was encouraging. We hope you're excited about the series, and we'll be talking to you in the next video.
Bye.